SoFi Technologies has seen that drop from dilution come last Friday. Have seen over the course of the past 4 days a mirror nation thin price action trading on this level, getting ready for that next movement. Are we ready to see that upside back towards these upper levels being $30 or higher? Or are the bears going to continue to push stock price lower to these lower 25.69, $25 levels, or even lower? My name is Dylan from Dylan Trades. We're going to break down and analyze this technical equation. As always, going to the weekly first to get a long-term perspective. The weekly analysis, we do see that stock price had that ultimate breakout of this massive cup and handle structure stemming out for a few years. We did see the breakout and monitor this on the channel. Initially breaking out at around, I think it was the end of July or towards the beginning of July. Don't quote me on that. Did see a massive upside, pausing momentarily at $21, then getting to $30 before now, obviously pausing over the past about 15, 16 weeks. I've seen some pretty big jumps within this range, jumping ultimately though between $25 and $30, $25 and $30, etc., etc. Over the past 4 weeks, it did appear that we might break beneath this $25 big base for this very beautiful range here, guys. But when the week did end, boom, you've seen a big rejection from the buyers from saying, hey, we're not going to let that level collapse, going back up, and we're getting that, causing liquidation from 4 red weeks in a row, ending the week being very strong. So that did cause a really explosive liquidity sweep, pushing back towards $30 before dilution hit. Since then, we have shown an indecisive doji candle and a very thin candle, showing indecision after that big fake breakout and rejection off the dilution. At this point in time, we're definitely trying to bounce off the center point of this range, guys. Simple as that. You won't always see stock price within these ranges, just bounce from bottom to the floor. And sometimes you'll see it respect towards the middle point. That's clearly what we're trying to do. Is there's a ton of support around this 2650, 27. There's been some, historically pretty strong center point over this area. And over the past few weeks, you have seen a pretty dull ride down despite being the overall dilution and what have you. Previously, when you rejected that point, you've seen a pretty big pullback. Right? You grind back towards that, ultimately failing this $30 level, jolting back really aggressively. Now, once again, another one of those unfortunate events where dilution threw the stock off its balance point. Now we're just sitting here indecisively. The buyers are still in these candle structures stepping up, being that we still are holding that level. Definitely got to think we're going to get that bounce to press back towards $30 and challenge the top of this range for an unorthodox hold in the center point of this more long-term range here, guys. So look for the next few weeks for that to occur. There's a lot of moving factors. We'll continue to monitor this as this plays out live, but that is what stock price currently is deemed out to do. As of right now, respect this 2650, use these indecisive wicks to flip green, flipping this trend and finding a center point in this range for that ultimate upside. Keep this in mind, guys. This has been a massive bull flag stemming from really $12, pushing all the way to 30. Now in such a tight spring loading like phase, you would expect a breakout at least to push to $35, if not $40, even higher from this more long-term gauge. So when you see that more long-term snap over the top, getting over $30 clean, holding over that for a few weeks, that does open this more long-term breakout, which is the prediction on the channel. Eventually, stock price will see these upper levels of $35 or $40 or above. Within the last video, we did mention on this first drop, after that dilution, if we do pull a little bit lower here, guys, we're likely to form some sort of a panic structure where stock price sits lower highs, pressing down into higher lows. And when you connect the dots, guys, you get a very symmetrical-esque panic structure. And this is a very common phenomenon breakout for a lot of these top ticker stocks. And this does align well with the range, right? This validated range on the weekly is still there. But if this low is defended, we are seeing this validated. And I do think that is going to occur. Okay, when we zoom in a little bit closer as well, we are seeing stock price stem out a very tight trading channel from the more short-term of things since that gap down, holding very true to this descending channel, pulling back to 2650. Just a lot of accumulation and support and indicators to tell you that 2650 here should hold and get that bounce to go and fill that gap. When stock price jolts down and leaves these gaps, hence over here for news, dilution, what have you, that is going to be the first spot you're going to want to watch. And that is located exactly at $28.50. As once again, before stock price did jolt down due to dilution overnight, come last Friday, we did see stock price holding on that support level, resistance, using as support At $28.50, been such a focal point, seeing such a beautiful, hold here, likely to get that pop come the next few trading days to break over $30, getting these mid $30 levels, break over $35 and what have you. But as of right now, we've jolted down. But I do believe that this current drop down has seen everything you wanted to see. We did have expected, a couple days to sit here and marinate, and it's exactly what's happened. Okay, we've seen a variety of hammer candles and one invert hammer candle. So as of right now, it definitely does appear we will see that strong bounce off 2650, more likely than not, coming into the next few days, filling that gap at $28.50. If broken above that, you could get right back into this level where if we get a little bit more upside, you could break out of this more, nice structure here within this pennant structure. You're getting back over 2850. It's a very interesting chart here, but all the signs do lean towards the bulls. The bulls and the bears will be battling as your support level for the bulls at 2650, then the resistance point for the bears being at the $28.50 level. Keep an eye on this over the next few weeks, especially over the next 5-ish or so days. On the hourly, do see a strong movement up over the course of about a week, then pulling down with these lower highs now met at today's action with this rejection point. So it's not the cleanest flag, but you are seeing a very obvious validated structure, which does align with this overall activity we have seen over the course of the past few days. Our last hourly analysis, we did draw this exact image up saying, yeah, you're likely to see stock price just chop around here, okay, and fill out this canvas. We only had a little bit of accumulation, and typically within this instance, you're going to fill out a canvas like this. You're going to chop around, going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, typically forming inverted hammer candles, right? Doji candles, hammer candles, etc. And then we can see what stock price does once more bidding has occurred and more energy is built on this level. And funny enough, we're exactly to the end of this. And now this high of today did validate, this more short-term bull flag. So very interesting analysis here. A lot of these images do lead out to, hey, if we see that snap over 2650 come the next trading days, likely going to end this more short-term chop. And then you're going to go fill that gap at that $28.50 level, which is such an exact and beautiful level, how these, reactive levels continue to align. Once again, 2850, 2650 are your lines in the sand for the short term and even the medium term within a lot of analysis. As if you break 2650, yes, you could see stock price recover at, $25.90, 60 cents, what have you, but likely going to come back for that full test of $25, leaving a couple dollar jump down. It's a really key spot for SoFi, despite seeing the long-term, very nice future. If the bulls want that quick, explosive few weeks to come, breaking over $30, they need to pass these tests coming in the next few days and or weeks. Drop a like and a sub. We'll continue to monitor and track each week. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Trade smart.